Good morning. Well, good night. Welcome to the Chronic Noob. I am Naomi. I am a chronic noob. I am constantly learning new things about life that I probably should have already known. um, this episode's different. Guess they're all different from each other. I'm not very consistent, like what my niche is, but I'll get there. I'll get there eventually, hopefully. This episode is different in that I had an idea for an episode, and the more I thought about it, or chapter, because I'm calling them chapters. Sorry for, for consistency and branding purposes, a chapter idea, if you will. I had an idea for a chapter, and the more I thought about it, the more I couldn't sleep again. So here I am, 2:05 a.m. The house is quiet, the world's asleep. I am wide awake, and I am recording a chapter. This is something that is obviously this topic I've not been wanting to do for a long time. I didn't even know it was a topic I was going to talk about. But lots of circumstances have happened, and there have been lots of tears, and there has been a lot of growing pains, and a lot of growth on my part, a lot of reflection, self-reflection, and self-criticism, but also recentering. Let me get into it. Where is the damn line? There's always a fine line, right? There's always a fine line between being too much and too little, too modest and too eccentric, too professional and too fake. Like, where's the line between professionalism? Where's the line if you're wanting to be professional? Where's the line? Where do you mask your authenticity? Where's the line from needing to make amends and apologize versus beating a dead horse? You just need to leave the fuck alone. Where is the line? Who decides that line? The more I've thought about it, the more I've come up with an answer for me. And it might not be the same answer for everybody, but for me, there is one straight answer, and I'm going to get to it. I for reals will. Now, if you're watching this video, you're going to see that at 2 o'clock in the morning, I have my eyebrows on, lipstick on. I clearly fell asleep before doing my skincare. And did I wake up to do this chapter and realize that instead of showing up in my jean shorts and regular shirt, that it would appear that I fell asleep in my clothes? So I went through the effort of putting my pajamas on, even though I have a full face of makeup still. Yes, I did. I for sure did that. But it's just because I'm a hypocrite and I'm a little bit insecure, and some insecurities project themselves in other ways. They exhibit it in different ways. So full face of makeup, but I went through the effort of putting pajamas on. So there you have it. Where's that line? Okay, where's that line of wanting to appear that I actually got ready? Did I get ready for this episode? No. Did I do my skincare last night? No. Am I insecure about it? Yes. But am I insecure enough to, actually do my skincare right now? No. Am I insecure enough to go through the effort of putting my pajamas on? Yes. The lines don't make sense sometimes. They just don't. I also, at 2 o'clock in the morning, snuck into my children's bedroom because I needed a visual aid for those who are watching instead of listening. This lovely book. It is called You Are Special by Max Lucado. It's called You Are Special. I think I just barely said that. I might have just barely said that. Like I said, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm a little tired. Or a lot tired. I don't know. Probably a lot tired. I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty tired. Um this book is about some wooden dolls, figures, puppets. I don't know. I don't know what they're officially called. Oh, I don't know what my lipstick is doing. I don't know if there's like a pimple above my lip or it's just smeared lipstick. We're gonna go with it. We're just embracing it, okay? We're just gonna embrace all of it. Um, but this book, so when I snuck into my children's room, I might have made a noise or two. I was very quiet. However, I might have made a noise or two that perhaps took one of them out of their sleep cycle. So I need to be listening to see if a wake up is actually a wake up or if it's a fuss. So if I look a little distracted, that's what that is. This book is about this dude named Punchinello. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce his name. It could be Punchinello, it could be Punkinello, it could be the French pronunciation of those L's, which could be Punchineo. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to call him Punchinello for just consistency purposes. Punchinello. These little wooden people, puppets, I don't think they're puppets. They're not puppets because they're manning themselves, right? Little wooden people. They're called Wemmicks. And he's going about and he gets a lot of dots. Dots are bad judgments from people. And he gets a lot of dots. He's a misfit. He's a misfit. He doesn't really fit in anywhere. And he gets a lot of bad dots or the bad marks, and he just feels really crappy about himself. And one day he meets this Wemmick, a different Wemmick named Lucia. Now, first of all, my one of my given names is Lucia, so I have a special I feel extra special when I read this book because I just feel so connected to it, and it's a family name, and the other family members who have this name are just incredible and special. Like a beautiful light radiates from them, and I I just it's such a special name to me. It's a very I'm very honored to have this name, and so I've always felt extra connected to this book in that way. He meets this Wemmick named Lucia, and she doesn't have any stickers. No stickers have stuck to her. You look around all the other Wemmicks, if they have bad judgments, they're stuck with dots. If they have good judgments, they're covered in stars. So dots and stars, good judgments, bad judgments. He finds this Wemmick, no stickers. None of them have stuck. And he's like, whoa, how did you? Okay, I think it is smeared lipstick. That's annoying. I'm gonna be hyper focusing on that the entire time. No, I'm not. I'm gonna ignore it. It's gonna be fine. It's going to be fine. So Lucia doesn't have any stickers on her, and he's like, whoa, 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 how do you not have stickers? And she's like, hey, well, they don't stick to me. They just don't. She said that people would come up to her and they'd put stars on her because she didn't have any stickers. So they're like, whoa, you're awesome. You have no stickers. Yeah, great. You get a star. And then they're like, whoa, my star didn't stick on you. Okay, I'm going to give you a dot now. And that didn't stick on her either. And he's like, what? Here's what she said. She said, go see the woodcarver, Eli. Go talk to him. Go talk to him and go talk to him once a week. And the stickers will stop sticking to you too. And he's like, well, okay, who is this guy? Like, where do I go? Oh, you'll find out if you go talk to him. So he goes and he talks to Eli. Turns out Eli is a creator of the Wemmicks. He's a woodcarver who created these wooden people. And he says, I made you. I know your name. He calls him by name. He's like, oh, Punchinello, it's so good to see you. I love you so much. This is great. Welcome, Do you know my name? Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I made you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't been doing good. I'm getting all these bad judgments. He's like, no, I'm sorry. Do you think I give a flying fuck what those people think of you? Do you think I care what those guys think of you? No, I made you. I know who you are. You're special to me. I made you a certain way for a certain reason. Why is this book important when it comes to where that line is? I'm gonna read you this. And this is where, not the whole book. I'm not reading the whole book. Chill. Like chill. I'm not reading the whole book. The Wemmicks admired Lucia for having no dots, so they would give her a star, but it would fall off. Others gave her a dot for having no stars, but it wouldn't stay either. Was that the thing? Where's the part where she skips away? Hmm. I messed up. Where's the part where she skips away? Oh, yep. You'll find out if you go see him. Then Lucia turned and skipped away. She had joy in her step. That's what I love. She had joy. But this part right here, it would fall off. Others gave her a dot for having no stars, but it wouldn't stay either. What does that have to do with the line? What does that have to do with the line? I'll tell you. I don't know. Yes, I do. Like I said, I'm tired. And if it takes a second to get to my point, that's okay. I'm going to be okay with it. We're just embracing how this goes. What it has to do with the line is this. Everyone's going to have an opinion. Everyone is going to have an opinion of where you draw the line. Where your line is, everyone is going to have an opinion. And like I talked about in the last chapter, a lot of the judgment about your line is going to come from people's projection of themselves. They're going to look at your line, how you live your life, how you decide where your line is. They're going to look at that through the lens of their own experiences, and they're going to project your line, your decisions. They're going to project theirs onto you. They're going to project their experiences onto you. And where you draw your line, if they drew their line in that same place, it would be because of X, Y, and Z. So it must mean X, Y, and Z for you too. And they get to decide your intentions. No, they don't. No, they don't. Lucia had a line, and I'm going to tell you exactly where it was. We all have a scope of influence, right? Whether it's people who don't like us, who don't like our influence, don't like what we have to say, do like us, look up to us, are looking to us for inspiration or guidance, what have you. There's going to be. I had a circumstance. Well, I'm going through a circumstance right now in this moment. Part of what kept me awake. I have a scope of influence, and I recently got moved from my point of influence. I got transferred, if you will. And it didn't make sense to me. And I asked some questions and I pried a little, and it turns out that not being the only reason, there's lots of reasons that we need to shift and move things around and different things change for us. But I do think there is concern about me and how I present myself, how I present my thoughts, my feelings, my openness, my authenticity. And where is that line? Where is that line from where you want to be professional and you want to have good boundaries? But where do good boundaries come to a head with inauthenticity? Because the people in your scope of influence, you need to have good boundaries with them, healthy boundaries. And I've learned that, like, there have been some experiences where I have not had the best boundaries and I've lost friends because of it. Whoa, that charged fast. Sorry, I put my watch to charge like 10 minutes ago and it was like at 60% and now it's 100%. It just told me it's 100%. That was wild. I pride myself on being transparent. And for some people, that's so fucking annoying and such an overshare. And I'm okay with that. And for other people, it gives them permission and safety to be themselves and embrace what they need to embrace. And you know what? That's what I'm going for. If there's even one person that I can make feel a little more at home or comfortable or safe and being a little more dynamic, a little more weird, a little more outspoken, a little more anger inducing. Not necessarily that I want to provoke anyone. I don't think that that's the case either. Like, I don't live off of getting a reaction from people. I've interacted with people who live off of getting a reaction from people, and that's just not me. There are people who are going to approve and disapprove of where your line is. There are people who are going to have something to say for how you use your stewardship, how you present yourself, how you hold yourself, how you carry yourself, how you express yourself. And they're going to give you a dot or a star. Your language isn't right. How you share isn't right. Oh, you have a smile on your face, so that's good. You get a star for that. Everyone is going to have an opinion. Everyone's going to have a sticker to stick on you. Here's where the line is. Here's where the line is. Are you too professional? Are you fake? Are you authentic? Or are you a tactless oversharer like me? Go away. Sorry, talking to something on my computer screen that popped up. Lucia mentions to go talk to Eli, the woodcarver, right? Obviously, this is a representation of us and God. Yes, I'm bringing God into this because that is vitally important to knowing where this line is, okay? It's so vitally important. I'm bringing God into this because Lucia tells Punchinello to go and talk to God. Get to know your creator, and those stickers aren't going to stick anymore. The line isn't a line we cross. The line is a line we tether. It is a tether between us and our creator. And in some instances, it's gonna be a little up, a little down, a little left, a little right. It's not going to be the same for everybody. So I'm like still holding that next to my face. I don't know why, but there it is. It's not going to be the same for everybody. It's not. The only sure way to know exactly where that line is having that tether. Make sure you are tethered well to that line with your Creator, with God. That is it. There is no other way to know where that line is other than knowing where God needs you to be and when He needs you to be there. If you ruffle some feathers, great. Great. That's okay. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I care what people think. I care what people think. I do. I care what people think. However, I am not hinged on it. I'm not hinged on how people perceive me. Do I get insecure about it? Yes. Yeah. Do I get insecure about it? Yes. Do I get insecure about it sometimes? Yes. Yes. Absolutely yes. 100% I do. 100%. Does that mean I'm going to go and change my entire personality because of it? Hell no. 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 Am I perfect at knowing where my line is? No. Am I untethered sometimes and I find myself on the wrong side of the line? Yes. Yes. Absolutely, I do. So you do what you can to move forward and you make it right. You retether. You realign. I guess I'm wondering how much to share because I don't want to overshare. It's not just, and it's not just me either. I went through a phase of feeling sorry for myself. And when I was questioning, why everything went down the way it didn't go down in a very tactful way. And to say I was crushed is an understatement. It was kind of earth shattering for me. Still processing, still going through it. The great thing is we don't know where that line is all the time. We don't have to know where that line is all the time. We need to know where our tether is. We need to have our tether tethered. We need to keep that line of communication with our God, with our Creator, open at all times. And if people are telling us where the line should be, great. They can have their opinion. They do not get to dictate where you have to position your line. They are not on your tether with you. No one is on your tether with you. Your connection with your Creator, with your God, is yours and yours alone. Are there some things that are black and white, right and wrong? Yes. Yes. 100%. But only the Sith deal in absolutes. No, God does deal in some absolutes. He does. He does for sure deal in some absolutes. But a lot of the time, those things that we think are, oh, right and wrong, yes and no, black and white, they're really suggestions or guidelines. If we can't figure out where our tether is, If we can't see our tether clearly, if we can't feel it clearly, we have a template to go off of. We have a resting place. A resting place, a standard that's a resting place. You know what I mean? If you're doing something right, you will be ruffling some feathers. The the best thing you can do is to pray. Talk to God. Ask Him. Ask Him where that line is. Ask Him where you need to be. Ask Him what He thinks of you. Ask Him for those opportunities to build relationships, mend relationships, nurture relationships, sever relationships. Ask Him. Are there people who are going to be hurt by your decisions? Probably. Don't let their dots stick, though. Do what you can with care. Make your choices with care. Because not allowing someone's dot to stick to you is not the same as you putting a dot on them. And as much as they'd like to paint it that way, that's not what that is. Don't let someone accuse you of doing something that you're not doing. It's the only way to know the answer. Ask Him yourself. Ask Him yourself if standing up for yourself is going to be too naughty of a thing. It's going to rock the boat. It's going to make it seem like you're just this outspoken person who is going to throw a fit. So what if it does? Sometimes being a Karen is the best thing we can be for ourselves. I know Karen kind of gets a bad rap. That name gets a bad rap. But here's the thing. A Karen stands up for herself. She gets a bad rap for being rude. But at the end of the day, she's the one who gets the shit done. She's the one who's not going to be walked on. So you have to have a little bit of Karen in your back pocket to pull out when you need to advocate for yourself. And when those dots start flying your way, do ninja like moves like swat them away. Just kidding. They'll fall off. Only pull out the Karen card when you need to and pray to know when that is. Pray to know when to stand up for yourself, when to be quiet and step back and listen, when to leave your bad marriage, when to stay and keep the peace, when to re-engage relationships that you had thought needed to be done with, when to sever relationships that are harmful to you and your psyche, when to advocate for yourself at work, when to walk away because the advocacy is just not going anywhere, when to be playful with your boss so they learn how to trust you and feel more comfortable and safe around you, when to let loose a little bit and when to be more professional so they know they can rely on you to take things seriously when you need to. There's always going to be a line. The line's going to be different for everybody. And as much as people would like to think that they should determine the line for other people, they just don't. Some people don't like that, I swear. If you don't like how I show up, you don't need to show up where I show up. And if you don't like how I show up, if someone doesn't like how you show up, like I talked about in the last chapter, there's projection. If you do not like how I show up, go look in the mirror and ask yourself if you like how that person shows up. Because chances are you might not. Insecure people don't like secure people. And I'm a very insecure person, but I'm very secure in my insecurities. As fucked up as that sounds, it works for me. It really does. I'm very confident at where I fall short. I'm very confident in my flaws, in my transparency. I'm very confident in embracing my shit, my flaws, my missteps. I'm very confident in that. Does that make me more tactless? Sure. Does that make me someone that others would deem as a, no, I don't think a threat. I don't think that's the right word. A bad influence? I could be pegged as a bad influence, sure. I'll take that. I might be a bad influence. But if bad influence is just the dot that people need to give me because they feel uncomfortable because they don't understand my mindset, they can give me that dot all day long. If it makes someone feel better. And I hope this doesn't come across as too preachy. I'm not better than anyone. In fact, I'm probably way worse than everyone listening to this. I'm the biggest hypocrite I know. But I know that I am, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to reflect on what I can improve on because I do want to be better. I want to hear criticism so that I can know and reflect on if there's something that I can handle differently or improve on. I might not always take it in the way that people think I should. I might make people mad. I know I made someone mad yesterday. I ripped up something of theirs. And I'm not even a little bit sorry that I did it. Hopefully they'll forgive me. But I'm not sorry. Do what you gotta do. Keep your tether tethered. Ask God where that line is for you. Do the best you can. Be okay with people being mad at you. Be okay with people thinking ill of you. Even if it's someone you think highly of. Even if it's someone you think highly of. I mentioned someone in my last chapter. Someone I think very highly of. I knew they didn't think well of me. But I learned recently how not well they thought of me. And I had to reconcile something. Is that going to determine how I think of them? Do not let someone's shitty opinion of you determine what you think of them or yourself. Do not isolate yourself by somebody else's opinion of where your line should be. If you see good in someone, if you see light in someone, if you are grateful for someone's influence in your life, do not become ungrateful or bitter or angry or pessimistic or cynical because of their opinion of you or their opinion of or somebody else's opinion of them. Don't let that determine it, because then you're letting somebody else's opinion influence your opinion, and the only entity that should be influencing your opinion is God. That's it. And if you don't believe in God, then the only person who should be influencing your opinion is you and your intuition alone. I believe that guiding compass is the spirit. I believe it is God's way of connecting with us and communicating with us. If you're not someone who believes in God or believes in that higher power, then you've got to believe in some kind of moral compass. You've got to at least believe in a conscience. Don't let somebody else's opinion of another person or you determine your opinion of somebody else or them or yourself. I don't know if that came across in any kind of sense-making way. I guess it goes back to, like, if you're hearing gossip about someone, but you've had positive experiences with them, don't let that shitty gossip determine whether or not you should like that person. I've had it too many times where someone thought well of me until, oh, I don't know, I don't like that person. That person, oh, I've had it with her. I've had it with Naomi. Oh, I don't like her. And then it turns into like, oh my gosh, yeah, I see all these flaws in her too. Oh my gosh, like, yeah, I don't like her. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, ooh, ooh. And so then they determine whether or not they like someone based off of somebody else's opinion. What? How does that make sense? And what if you come to find out that someone you've idolized or someone you think so well of could not care less for you than they do? What is apathy? Is that the word that I'm looking at? What if they have apathy for you? I'm trying to think, is that the right word? I'm gonna consult Google. Apathy, that's a good one. Apathy and does that mean that apathy and jaded are the same thing? Being jaded or having apathy, is that synonymous? That's synonymous, right? Well, I guess jaded has to do with experiences that have just repeated experiences that have added to the jadedness. Sorry, I'm like learning something right. See, I'm a chronic noob. I'm constantly learning. I learn while I talk, okay? This is my soundboard. And this could just be, I don't even know if this is even going to come out as a chapter. I don't know, because this is kind of all over the place. But what if you find out that someone you have great admiration for could not care less for you? In fact, they have apathy, a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern for you. You're nothing to them. What if they think the way that you live your life is just crap? How do you feel about them now? Better question, how do you feel about yourself? Sister question, how do you reconcile admiring them, respecting their opinion, and yet not letting their opinion dictate how you think about yourself? Where's that line? Where is that line? Where do you know when to take criticism and when to give it the middle finger? When do you know that you need to be humbled by something repeatedly? Or if you're just using it to beat yourself up and letting it be Satan's tool to hammer some lies into your head unnecessarily. Playing it on repeat over and over again. Messing with your insecurities. Where's that line? Where's the line of digesting criticism for your benefit, for your growth, and letting Satan use it as a tool to bring you down in your quiet moments? Where's that line? I drew that line for somebody the other day when I ripped something up. I'm still not sorry. Still not sorry. Should they have been able to draw that line for themselves? Yeah. Maybe it was wrong of me to draw it. But I'm still not sorry. I'm still not sorry. I never will be. Not for that. For other things, sure. Not for that. The line isn't going to be clear for everybody. It's not going to be the same for everybody. But you need to tether yourself to something. You need to tether yourself to a set of values. You need to be able to change. Depending on the situation, depending on the circumstance, depending on who is in your influence, you need to be able and willing to change. Because sometimes you're going to need to be more open and authentic and vulnerable and tactless. And sometimes you're going to need to be more guarded and boundaried and modest. The only one who can know is you. And the only way you can know is having that tether to your conscience, to your God. That's it. And make sure your tether's taut. If it's not taut, you're going to be tripping all over that thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't let your tether get untaught. Anyway, okay, I think I'm getting into the tired, mumbly, jumbly stuff, but I hope this made any kind of sense. I don't know. I don't know if this made any sense at all. But I think I have expressed what I needed to express, said what I needed to say, processed what I needed to process in order to be able to fall back asleep. Where is that damn line? It's going to be different for you and for the next person over. Don't let me tell you where that line should be. Don't let other people tell you where that line should be. And if you're getting hammered about where your line is drawn, if you're getting hammered about what you are doing wrong, when you are doing the best you can, and you have that tether taut, you have it taut and you have it secure. You're doing the best you can, and there's still people who are hammering you down. This is for you. You're doing a damn good job. You're doing a damn good job. And those people don't know their right eyeball from their left toenail. If they think that they have any right to tell you that what you're doing is wrong, when they are not in your shoes, when they are not in your circumstances, when they are not being hit from all sides and all angles with you are, and still standing firm in their hellstorm, not hailstorm, hellstorm, that they see fit to throw on you. It says a lot more about them than about you. If they think that they can sit there and judge you for doing what you're doing, that they can't even fathom, it's them projecting. The only person who gets to have an opinion is God. Well, he's not a person. He is a physical being, but he's not a mortal. He's not a mortal. You're doing a damn good job. You're doing a damn good job. Make sure your tether's secure and keep doing what you're doing. Do the best you know how and keep your connection with your God open at all times. Thank you so much for hearing me out. I don't know if this will actually be a chapter or if I'm going to listen to this and decide that it's too tired and too all over the place and too fucked up to release, but we'll see. If you're hearing this, and obviously I released it anyway. If you're not hearing this, you're not ever going to know what you missed. So we'll see. Thank you so much for hearing me out. I appreciate you being here in my middle of the night episode talking about this book. You are special. I hope you're asleep. Well, actually, when this airs, it'll probably be at a time when you don't need to be asleep. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Did I just make you yawn? Yawns are contagious across time. They are contagious remotely, through sound, through visual, across time. Yawns are weird, dude. They're weird. It's like if I mention lice, you're gonna start scratching your head. Don't do it. Resist the urge. Okay, I'll let you go now. I'm starting to get into some weird tired shit, and that's not good. That's not good. When I'm tired, I basically come across as drunk when I'm tired, and I'm gonna start getting weird. That's the other reason I did this when in the middle of the night when I'm thinking about it, because I also have ADHD, and when I take my treatment for the day, I am a little less. I'm more reserved and don't. Oh, there's another yawn. I need to be able to let loose with this. I needed to be able to let my thoughts hit how they were going to hit. Okay, this is getting tired and weird. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. So I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna go back to bed now. I was asleep. I woke up. Now I'm gonna go back to bed. Now that it is nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. I am so tired. And hopefully, maybe you'll see this, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll hear it, maybe you won't. Who knows? If you do hear it, thank you for hearing me out. If you don't hear it, I'm going to stop it there. I'm so tired. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hearing me out. And I hope you found some kind of edification here. You're doing a damn good job. And only you can see where that line is. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Good night. Okay, I found my outro.